All right, let me tell you a little story about China. You know, that massive land of ancient history, incredible inventions, and, oh yeah, a national communist ideology inspired by none other than the certified frat boy Karl Marx. Yep, that's right. China decided to take economic advice from a guy who looked like he spent more time arguing over beer pong rules than understanding how real economies work. So, China. Thousands of years of history, right? These folks gave us paper, gunpowder, the compass. And then, one day, someone decided, hey, you know what would be great? Let's take all of this rich, vibrant culture and replace it with a system thought up by a guy who never actually ran a business in his life. Brilliant. Then came the Communist Party, and they thought, why not throw in a revolution while we're at it? And boom, out with the four olds. Old ideas, old culture, old customs, and old habits. Yes, because nothing screams progress like destroying the very things that made your civilization, well, a civilization. I mean, who needs thousands of years of wisdom when you can just follow the manifesto of a guy who never had a real job? Right, Carl? Oh, but wait, it gets better. This frat boy communism didn't stop there. No, the new regime looked around and said, you know what would make this place better? Total economic centralization. Because what could go wrong with letting the government control everything? Ask the people who lived through the Great Leap Forward. I'm sure they have some stellar reviews. But hey, I'm not saying communism didn't work out at all. I mean, look how efficient they were at removing intellectuals, free thinkers, and, well, anyone who might have had a few thoughts of their own. Yeah, Karl Marx must have been real proud of that one, taking class struggle to a whole new level. Who knew you could get rid of class entirely by making sure nobody learns anything old or valuable? And don't even get me started on how this whole thing was spun as a liberation of the working class. Yeah, liberated from their old customs, their old ideas, and, funny enough, most of their basic rights. Nothing says freedom for the people quite like government control of everything from how you think to what you eat. But it's all good, right? Because they stuck to the plan written by a man who probably spent more time growing his beard than growing an economy. Thank you, Karl Marx, you absolute visionary of pub debates. Truly, nothing bad ever came from a system based on the whims of a guy who thought workers would eventually just get so annoyed they'd start running the world. Spoiler alert, they didn't. In the end, the joke's on us, isn't it? The great land of Confucius, Laozi, and thousands of years of wisdom decided to toss it all aside for a system that got its first draft written in a library in Europe by a guy who was probably late on his rent. Genius, right? Communism, brought to you by the same folks who brought you frat house philosophy. So, there you have it. China's rich history, transformed, thanks to a bearded guy who probably couldn't even change a tire. And now they have an economic system that runs about as well as his career did. Great job, everybody. Great job.